She finds a log and she sits down on it and she starts crying. And so she decided to climb up this aspen tree. Went out on this branch, kind of had her legs hanging over, and it's maybe 15 feet high. And then she decides to start yelling for help. So she says, "Grandma, Grandpa, I'm over here. Please help me, I'm lost." She realizes that she might be giving herself away if there's a mountain lion or a bear. And so she got quiet. She's like, oh, that's a bad idea. This is a really bad idea. She can see the sun's getting lower. The shadows are getting longer in this late afternoon. Right then, she hears something coming through the forest, heading right for her. And then into the clearing walks this brown hairy animal, walked just under the tree that she was in. But it had these big wide shoulders, really muscular, this small head, and she could see these arms on it. And it reaches down and there's some rocks, and it grabs two pretty good sized rocks. One in each hand, these big black massive hands, and it starts banging them together. Clack, 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 really loud. It almost had a rhythm to it. Banging them together. Did this for about 15, 16 seconds, and then it would stop. She could see its head move around like it's listening. And then it did it again, banging these rocks together. And she thought, oh my gosh, it's calling in its friends because it knows I'm here. So she was just terrified. This creature continued banging these rocks together, and then it would pause and listen and continue to do that. Katie's up in this tree, just terrified for her life. And she hears off in the distance some sound, like something else is now coming through the forest towards her. She can hear the branches breaking and something else coming towards them. The scene continues, pounding the rocks. She's up there and she's listening again, and then she can hear some like yelling, like voices, almost human-like voices. Continues banging the rocks, she can hear that, and then now she can clearly hear it's her grandpa with her two cousins, and they're yelling her name, they're yelling for her. She wants to yell back and yell out, "Help, I'm over here," but she's too afraid because this bear Sasquatch is right there. And then another moment later, this thing drops the rocks, gets up, turns, and looks straight at her and walks towards her, looks up into the tree at her. She can see its face. It's got this grayish-brown leathery face with hair hanging around, not fur, but hair. And she can see its eyes. She remembered its eyes. Had these brown eyes with no whites in them, just dark brown eyes glossed over, but she said they looked like intelligent eyes. She felt fear, but she felt this thing would not hurt her. Then this large bear, Bigfoot Sasquatch, turned and quietly walked into the forest in the opposite direction from the grandpa and the cousins. And she said she could just see its muscles kind of rippling and moving, and it just kind of glided silently away. Moments later,